What's the eternal principle?
But one.
Which is?
Well, we call it God, but that personifies it.
What's going on, guys? FTG Podcast, episode 136, Walk with a Limp. And walk on over to YouTube and smash that subscribe button, as they say. Not because I just want that for FTG gain. It's because we're going to be pumping out a ton of new awesome content in there. I'm going to be doing FTG short videos, 5 to 10 minute videos, where I just go in and rip or talk about a certain topic or blog or author or some type of text, whatever. We're going to have some fun with it. So I'm going to be creating YouTube as kind of like the main landing platform for FTG. Please head over there and show some love on YouTube. I'd appreciate it. Also, if you're looking for a little one-on-one coaching, a little life coaching, you can hit me up. And if it makes sense, we'll run with it. Shoot me an email at fromthegravepodcast@gmail.com or hit me up on social media. And like I said, if you're going through something and I can be there for you and it makes sense, we'll rock out with it, you know. But reach out, and then also with fromthegravepodcast@gmail.com, send in a voice memo. Maybe you got a topic, a question, or a concern that you want talked about. Maybe you want to disagree with a point I've made on a previous episode or this one that you're about to listen to right now. But if you're listening just via audio, you want to make sure that you go to YouTube and subscribe, because there's going to be extra content on there not available, only through audio. So anyways, thank you guys for the love and support. I appreciate you. And I think that's all the cleanup that we got. So let's get right into it. This is episode 136, Walk with a Limp. Peace. We glamorize healing like it's a filter or a glow up. That's bullshit, man. This love and light fad, and I'm an empath. I'm an empath, and just like I feel really deeply, and just all you're doing is talking about yourself. Just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. All this, the word like trauma. Okay, the double-edged sword of all this is that. Fucking, what was I gonna say? The double-edged sword of all this is the collective consciousness of healing and therapy and trauma, and the power of that is fantastic. But like these I don't know, kids, people just like cling on to that, and they're like, fucking yeah, and they almost like weaponize their own suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just seems like people want to be sick. It seems like people want to be ill. They want a mental health diagnosis. They want to be a victim. They want their story, their healing, their overcoming to be just like insurmountable. And if only you could understand the suffering that they go through, man, it's just such fucking bullshit, man. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but like this whole, like, you know, I don't know, man. It just like, when did the path of healing and overcoming become so self-involved? Like, hey, no one fucking cares. No one fucking cares how, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just on one right now, but like, no one cares that you're a fucking empath, right? If you are, you don't gotta claim it for yourself. If you feel deeply, you don't gotta claim it for yourself. If you're a great listener, you don't gotta fucking tell people, you just gotta listen. Like, you should let others sign off on, man, like, yeah, he's just a great listener, bro. Like this guy, he's just like really dialed in. He's so kind. Like, if you have to claim kindness, do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like people are like, I'm humble. And it's like, dude, that's like literally the opposite of what that whole fucking thing means, you know? I don't know, man. It's just like we, okay, wounds happen, right? Wounds happen. That's part of the deal. So let me just go off script here for a second. So I'm recording myself. I invested in 2 different cameras. So we got multi-angle lenses and recording through the Rodecaster. So I'm hoping this pans out well. But if it doesn't, yeah, I don't know. That means I'm going to be doing a whole ass fucking episode. All right, let me see what we got here. Let's see. Okay. It's like, you know, okay, I get it. Like when we fucking what, dude? I can't even speak. When we begin this path of healing, or we have wounds, all right? We have wounds, but like so does the other people that you're around to, oh my God, like it's so hard for me. And well, I have this. And if you only, like, I have anxiety and I get real depressed. Yeah, guess what? So do the people listening. And it's just like, you shouldn't have to narrate your own story, if that makes sense. But like, I'm being an asshole right now, and I get that, but and I did this, right? I did this shit. So you get so attached to your story and how hard it is, and you want people to know, what you're going through, and maybe you don't got anyone to lean on, and so you want to tell, hey man, I'm just really going through it, and da 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 da. But like, nothing pushes people away from you quicker and further. Playing this like needy victim, whiny, the world is against me, woe is me, I live in a sea of sorrow, and man, I'm just fucking, if you only listen, we don't fucking care, dude. We don't fucking care. You're not unique. You're not unique. The inner world that humans have to go through to navigate the impact of humanity and the emotions that happen on the inside, and transcending this and quieting the mind, and dying of self. Everyone has the same range of human emotions. Everyone else has the same central nervous system. Everyone has fear, love, remorse, dishonesty, 100 forms of selfishness and delusion and self-seeking and retaliation and anger and contempt and disdain and fuck. I mean, should I keep going? You know what I'm saying? Like, you may be able to say it in a very unique, pretty way, and that's cool. But it doesn't mean that you need a magic solution. And the ego wants that. It wants us to be like, oh, that's cute that, the 12 steps work for you. That's real cute. But like, if you went through what I went through, then, you would understand. And it's like, let's break that down. Because if that person really, really wants to heal, wants to recover, then they wouldn't be segregating themselves on the lonely road. Check this out, right? The devil is wearing your face. The devil is wearing your face. So what we don't realize is most of us want to be sick. We don't really want to heal. We just want someone to listen to our fucking whining. Think about a problem in your life right now and really get honest with yourself. How long have you been complaining about this same problem? How long have you had a certain insecurity? Or how long have you been dishonest, have a little skeleton of a lie inside of you that you're not getting honest about? And then we cry and whine about the pain of that. And most of us in the beginning, right, we can't see a way out. So it's natural, right, to come in with that same story. But awareness is a double-edged sword, man. Once you get smacked in the face with a solution, once you get smacked in the face with a way out, we don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it, right? Because if you're not willing to live in the solution, then don't fucking whine about the problem. See, most of us just want people to get caught up, emotionally trapped in their whiny problems, right? We really don't want a solution. I want to get emotionally distraught. I want my central nervous system to respond and panic and fight and flight. And I want to decompose right in front of you. And I want to grab you and pull you in to my suffering. And the response is like, oh my God, I can't believe you went through that. I'm so sorry, honey. This is so hard. Like, oh, this is so hard. Let me get you some. Can I do anything for you? Now, don't get me wrong, right? I know I'm coming off like a complete asshole, right? There's compassion. And there's a lot of the times where compassion embodies that voice, you know, where we really need to soften up and be there for someone who's distraught. If it's real, you know, but I think that there's a lot of gross surface level, woe is me, acting, right? Like this drama of my suffering and how fucking hard it is. And I just want you to listen and get caught up in my story. I don't want you to give me a fucking solution. You know, it's like my mentors, right? I'm allowed to go to them with the same problem, max 3 times. After the 3rd time, I don't want to fucking hear it, Scotty. I don't want to hear it, bro. Shut the fuck up, right? Because at this point, you just want, we don't even realize we're doing this, you know, and it's so powerful. But, you know, have you ever watched some, like, pay attention to this, right? Next time your friend has a problem and they, you know, maybe you get this sense of, you know, their commitment to the whiny story or the suffering or woe is me or this is so heavy. I don't know what I'm going to do. Pay attention. And as they begin to talk about the problem, the same problem, and especially if there's anger involved, they will work that the more they talk about it, the more angry, worked up, watch the body get tense in the chest and the shoulders and the contraction, small self come out and the tear. You'll see it. You will see the power of narrating a problem and the affect it has over the body and the mind. You watch people cast a spell on themselves, you know? And listen, I'm not saying that isn't part of the process, because it's abso-fucking-lutely a part of the process. That's just the nature of selfishness. It's so committed to the story and the pain of my suffering that it doesn't know how to hear and accept the problem. It really just wants to continue to whine and complain. Now, I used to do this all the time. I was a big whiner, big complainer, and so I have a very short fuse for that in other people, because it would almost be a submission that I haven't really accepted and loved on that past innocent version of myself of not knowing that I just wanted to be a little fucking whiny complainer baby boy, and not put my big boy suspenders on, right? And so essentially, when I'm getting pissy at somebody else who's doing the same thing in front of me, are they frustrating me? No, my lack of compassion for my own process is what is frustrating me. But still, regardless of that truth, we don't need to talk about therapy right now. Don't fucking whine. It's like, you want to know what else infuriates me? When you're at work, and whether you're a employee or it's a coworker or you're a boss, and one of your coworkers or one of your staff complains about the job that they're getting paid for. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here, this is your job description. You got to do A, B, C. And then they go to work and, they have a good day Monday. And then Tuesday comes and they're like, oh, I have to do so many A, B's, and C's today. And it's like, yeah, we know. That's what the money's for. Oh. I'm not saying you can't be like, oh man, I don't want to go do this group, or oh, this project's going to take forever. I get it. I get the fucking headache. But like, just, listen, there's a lot of this within me, and it used to fucking murder me, would make me desperately unhappy. People wouldn't want to hang out with me because all I wanted to do was talk about me, myself, my problems, my resentments, my anger, my injustice, how I'm a victim, how the world so. Nobody wants to fucking hear it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, right? And I had to be shown that the devil is wearing my face. And I get so committed to, my injustices or how hard it is for me and shit like that, that it's like, I want to walk around feeling bad. And this pity this self-pity is like, it's not a launching pad. It's going to get you fucking nowhere, bro. Nowhere, dude. Let me shift gears here for a second. Listen, I understand that people go through a lot of shit and we all have a lot of wounds. But my wound, it didn't kill me. It placed a crown on my head. And the more you're committed to just whining about the wound, you'll never have an opportunity to realize that it was a crown waiting for you the whole time. And I think that's what it means to like honor the pain, is if I get so caught up in whining or complaining about my wounds, I'm giving it all the power over me. And it's like, yeah, just stay right here at this surface level. This hurts so much. Tell the world about it. Whine, 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 complain, complain, complain. And then as you continue to just narrate how fucking unfair this is and how you're persecuted and I need someone to rescue me and all this shit, you're never, ever going to take extreme ownership for healing and overcoming of that. It's just never going to happen. Why? Because blame is going to keep you fucking sick. It's going to keep you sick. Now, I understand that we have gone through injustice. I have been victimized. There has been things in my life that have happened that I was not a part of creating. I'm not selfish. I'm not dishonest. I'm not self-seeking. And there's no fear involved in any type of injustice or being victimized, right? Like if somebody was, for instance, let's use a very stark example of sexual abuse, right? disgustingly common. Disgustingly common. So I've worked in treatment for like the past probably round and about 6 years. And the beautiful part about this is I've met and sat with thousands and thousands of people, all different walks of life, all different colors, transgender, gay, straight, heterosexual, transitioning, gender dysphoria, young, 17, 18 to fucking 77, okay? I have gotten to hear so many human stories from all across the states and just, so much story. And there is so much fucking pain in the world. There's so much pain in the heart of humans. And this segregation, this pointing fingers against white and black and brown and Republican and far left and up and down and left and all this shit. It's just us casting our pain on other people. It's that blame outlet. It's just like, fucking, yeah, this guy doesn't believe as you believe. Let's just take it all out on him. And if only this party, this color, whether it's blue, red, if only the transgenders, if only the MAGA hats would burn, if only this people and this whole society would do as I wished, they would step as I step, dance as I dance, believe as I believe, the world and the people in it would be fucking fine. And that's not the fucking truth. It's not the truth. Here's the thing. I have beliefs, right? I have beliefs. There's a lot of things in the world that I don't agree with, right? I don't comprehend a man identifying as a woman or a woman identifying as a man. I don't comprehend that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, that does not mean that I will ever harm another person that claims that gender identity simply because I don't understand it. Never. I've sat with so many others who have a man identified as a woman or a woman identified as a man or someone transitioning. I've sat with them all. And we've gotten knee deep into the pain. And I'm just like them. I've gone through the same shit. I know many Republicans who've gone through what they've gone through. I know Trump supporters who've gone through what they've gone through. You know what I'm saying? We're so much more alike in our inner world and our wounds than we would care to realize. But the expression of ourselves, lands on our physical, the tattoos or muscles or hats or brands or facial hair or tall. And like, we just fucking judge, dude. We just judge, What's that saying? We're all waves, right? A wave is merely curved ocean. So we're all from that same source, ocean, and then we get born and we turn into a wave, this curved ocean. And then someone else gets born and they turn into curved ocean and they go, fucking, your wave fucking sucks, dude. You're a loser. I can't believe you believe that. Oh my God, you're so stupid. And the other one goes, oh my God, you're a freaking bigot. You're an idiot. It's you that's wrong with the world. Ba, 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 ba. And it's like, we are made up of the same thing across the board. No different. Our wounds are what unite us. But the kicker is, very few will ever be vulnerable enough to open up their wounds in front of another person that they don't agree with their beliefs. There's very few people who will ever go to someone that doesn't look like a reflection of them to open themselves up. And really, that's where intelligence and wisdom is born, is when you switch. Shadow's talking shit outside the door. I'm gonna need you to go away. We're recording right now. When I have the courage to turn over my perspective and step into your perception and really try to see where you're coming from, what I'm doing is that's 1000% compassion. That is the letting go of the self. That is the throwing the ego away and the commitment and the loyalty to fucking what I believe in. And I'm fucking right. And you better listen to me. And you got to comprehend my beliefs and what I want. Because in doing that, number one, I'm indirectly saying what I believe is more important than what you believe. And you may go, so Scott, I know I'm fucking right. And that's the issue, is knowing in your core that you're right. The only reason why I would let somebody else's belief anger me is because I'm letting it threaten my belief, which in a very real sense kind of, if I'm letting somebody else's belief frustrate me, in essence, what I'm saying is that my belief is shakeable, if that makes sense. I may be kind of getting off script a little bit. I don't know. I love how Shadow just fucking meows wildly at the door like she needs to be in here. I let her in, jumps on shit, walks on my computer, and then dips. It's just so annoying, dude. But anyways, man, I don't know. It's like you just see so much division, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it, but here's the thing. When humans don't understand something, they fear it. And when we fear it, and we're emotionally stupid, we hate. We just hate. I mean, even with I think about when, early, in the 90s and stuff. I don't know, there was a couple stories of, I forget the poor guy's name, but, men that got beat to death because of their homosexuality, And that just doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't make any sense, And people are ruthless. Just because you don't understand something doesn't give you the right to hate it. Doesn't give you the right to harm it, And I feel like until we can set aside our confusion and be willing to be curious about things that we don't understand, we're not going to achieve any type of peace or cohesion, I mean, think about generations always hate on the new and upcoming generation, right? I do it. I'm 37 and I'm like, what's this fucking, no cap, for real, young king, Riz, I don't know, man, all this shit. And that's me doing like my old man thing, oh, dude, you fucking didn't do this and do that. And you know what? My generation, all right, my parents, my elders thought the same shit about my generation. So we just get so attached to our story that, when it doesn't line up, like, do we really want reflections of ourselves knocking on our doors, asking for help? You limit yourself for how life can speak to you, how God can show up, what guys he can speak to you through, The mouthpiece of God isn't limited to your political party. you know, he comes through strangers. He comes whichever way he wants to. I mean, think about Christ, right? He went to the polar opposite of what he embodied, which was pure, unadulterated, unconditional love. And he sat with the loveless. He sat with the murderers, the guilty, the greedy, the lustful. He sat with the unhealed. He was healed and he sat with the unhealed. He was God and he sat with the devil. I mean, I think that meditation will really help you unlock some compassion with yourself. And listen, I know that like all the shit that I'm talking right now, listen, I'm a moron, okay? I politically don't fucking understand anything, but what I do understand is others, is people. I understand the heart of other people. I understand the mind of others. I understand, the printout of shame and guilt on the body and fear and what it looks like. And I can meet you there, regardless of your political party, if you wear a MAGA hat or if your hair is fucking blue. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, it's all love, regardless. You can come into my home and eat dinner with me, as long as you're not disrespectful, I wasn't even planning on talking about this. I don't even know why I didn't even really have a plan, anything to talk about. But, I guess it was just a prompt of our wounds. There's Shadow again, talking shit. Don't be so committed to your wounds that you segregate yourself from connecting with other people in the wounds, It's our wounds that is going to crown us. It's our wounds that is going to show us who we are, And listen, I didn't get away unscathed, Let's let Shadow in. All right. Curiosity of the cat. Unbelievable. Unbelievable you are. Go ahead, little asshole. Yeah. So, this whole healing thing, it doesn't mean walking out clean. This whole healing thing doesn't mean walking out clean. It means walking out messy. And you may have a limp, You may have a limp. I actually legitimately kind of fucking do, because I've broken both of my feet and my left ankle. And there's beauty in the limp, man. I limp proudly. Because it didn't kill me. It crowned me. The grave gave me everything I ever wanted, Having a limp, having the scars, it's a representation of what a badass motherfucker you are. And your ability to lean into pain, your ability to navigate your inner world, your willingness to fold your hand and put all your reliance upon God, to give up. It's a representation of somebody who threw off the garment of the world, stepped into the divine paradox of the only way you're going to achieve everything you've ever wanted to be and have is by letting go. So if you walk with a limp, hey, turn it into a pimp walk. That was corny. I apologize about that. So we're at like 37 minutes. I found out that at 29 minutes, my camera stops recording. So now I got to do this OBS system and figure it out. So we're having fun though. You know what I'm saying? Listen, blowing up the YouTube channel. I'm doing like shorts, right? So I'm going to be doing like, aside from the podcast, I'm going to be chopping up like 5-minute clips, 7-minute clips, and then uploading them. So I'm going to be putting out a lot of specific and unique content on YouTube in order for that to kind of more or less be like the landing page for FTG, if you will. A lot of you reached out about gear and shirts. If you're interested, hit me up because I'm building out the website. I don't have it up right now to where you can hop on and buy, and that's that. So if you're interested in some gear, just shoot me a message on Instagram or send me an email at fromthegravepodcast@gmail.com. Also, if you want to be involved in the podcast, shoot me an email fromthegravepodcast@gmail. Send me in a voice memo. Send me in a comment. Maybe you disagree with something on this episode and you want to, get into a grown-up conversation about it, or you want to challenge me, or you have a question or a topic or somebody that you think would be great on the podcast. Shoot me a message. Email me fromthegravepodcast@gmail. Record yourself, voice memo. I'm going to play it while I'm recording and respond to it. Let's see, what else? Head over to YouTube. Hit me with a subscribe, man. I would really appreciate it. If you're digging this episode, make sure you throw it up on your social media, tag me, send it to someone you love. Send it to someone who's got a fucking limp, you know what I mean? And that you respect and love and celebrate. But above all things, have some compassion today for somebody who does not look like you and does not think like you. Know that on the inside, they are navigating the same suffering of humanity. And just because they don't embody your beliefs doesn't mean that they don't deserve your respect and love and admiration. That's the only, if you really want to manipulate someone and get them into your fucking belief system, you got to give them some honey, not vinegar. You hear me? So, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I was raised by a single mother. You guys are fucking superheroes. You're superheroes. All right? And you shouldn't look at yourself any differently. And that's about all I have to say about that. So thank you guys. This is episode 136 FTG Podcast. Be good to yourself today. I'll see you next time. Peace.